up, everybody? Welcome back to Twisted Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for a recap and review of Love and Marriage Detroit season premiere, episode 1. What up, though? Oh, wait, y'all. Okay, so when I watched this episode on Sunday or Saturday, I'm gonna truly tell you I was not that invested. I was not that into it. So I may forget some stuff because I didn't write them notes. It wasn't interesting enough for me to keep notes. I figured that everything I wanted to say, I probably could remember it off the top of my head. However, this is the very first episode. What the fuck is that? Oh, my car hit it. This is the very first episode. My car ran really low, y'all. So, it's gonna take some building up. It's gonna take some work. It seemed like Christina may have been doing a little bit too much for the camera. It looked like Latoya and Brandon just really don't want to be filmed at all. They like, why am I here type situation. Anthony, is he gonna be the new Peter Thomas? He talked too fucking much and into much into other people's marriages. That's Anthony. He gets on my motherfucking nerves. He gets on my nerves worse than Brandon, and Brandon gets on my nerves. Told you I didn't like Brandon in the beginning because of the man bun. It's something about men with man buns that I have like a stereotypical perception of them. And oh, child. So this first episode, we really just getting to know who the characters are. I don't know what it is with Carlos King. Y'all let me know if this is the way it is on the other shows that he produced, Bell Collective or other Love and Marriage shows. I don't watch, so. But in this particular show, that Carlos King went to Detroit, and instead of finding at least one couple who has a seemingly healthy relationship, who may have some issues arise during the filming of this show, and showing how to healthily work through those issues, how to healthily communicate. Why the fuck you so close to me? He went and found 3 of some of the most dysfunctional families out there. 3 families who are in the height of dysfunction within their relationship, and said, okay, we just gonna exploit this dysfunction for views, for ratings. And at least a couple of these people seem like, we don't care how bad we look on this show, we gonna get these ratings. One person being Christina. Hey girl, hey, I know you said you was gonna be watching. Child, you doing too much too. You doing just a little bit too much too. Kobe, I told y'all I think she was gonna be like the main character, main castmate that's gonna be everybody's focus. Soon as the damn show was over, matter of fact, before it even ended, the show was ending at 10 o'clock. It's 9:58 p.m. and Kobe already going live. God damn. What the fuck you on live for already? I didn't go listen. I didn't go watch because I didn't go to hear what the fuck she had to say. I didn't care. And Kobe is one of my favorite people on the show so far. I don't know. LaTanya got like a little quietness about her, and I feel that it's gonna come out. It's gonna be something about LaTanya that's gonna come out to the surface because Anthony trying her. Anthony tested her, baby. He is testing her. He tested these other relationships. Anthony is the new Peter Thomas. Anthony is the new Peter Thomas. He in everybody's motherfucking business. The women's business, the men's business. He creating drama. That's Anthony. He gets on my motherfucking nerves too. Christina is the new Monique Samuels. As far as like, I'm a hardworking mama. I gotta do this for the fam. I gotta do that for the fam. He always gone. This, that, and third. I'm just so overburdened. That same storyline that Monique told when she came on to Real Housewives of Potomac. And her relationship with Chris and how she wanted Chris to step up. And because she doing this and third. And she want to fulfill her dreams too and stuff like that. That's the same story. If hell, she might have quoted her even. That I got from Christina in comparison to Monique Samuels. Let's see. So I'm not going to go in order of the way that it aired because I didn't take notes. I just didn't. I had issues with my electricity at home. Power kept going out in the neighborhood for some reason. So I didn't film this like I wanted to at the crib. So that's why y'all getting poetry on the run in the car. Okay. So, like I said, we get to introduced to these families. We get Russell and Kobe Chantel. They have been married for 3 years. They have a beautiful little girl. Their little girl is such a fucking dumpling. I'm going to say it again. She's such a fucking dumpling. At the time of this show, they said the little girl was 18 months old, which is a year and a half. Motherfucker, a year and a half, not 18 months. She a fucking year and a half, right? I do know that their daughter is turning 3 this Christmas. So they had to film this last year. Okay? In 2022. That's when they filmed this. It's Father's Day when they film it as well. And that's what they're doing right now, is getting together for a Father's Day lunch, brunch, dinner, something like that. I forgot what time of day it was. I know it was still light outside. But they're getting together for Father's Day. And then we got Christina and Brandon. They've been married for 11 years at the time of this taping of the show. They are still currently married right now. I told y'all in the cast thing, he already cut the man bun off that I can't stand. Something about men with man buns. I got a stereotypical perception of them, and he gets under my skin. In this particular episode, he got under my motherfucking skin with the same type of attitude and demeanor that I think men with man buns have. I'm just saying. Okay, they've been married for 11 years at this particular time. They mentioned in here that they met each other, got married 6 months later, but they didn't start having babies till like halfway through their marriage because their kids are really young too. 2 little girls, just adorable. And then we have Anthony and LaToya. I forgot how many years they supposed to be married. It was a long time too, right? Anthony and LaToya. Was theirs 14 years? Or was... I forgot how long they've been married. But they've been married a long damn time too. And they got 3 little kids as well. I told y'all in the cast video, all the children are under the age of 12, which means that Carlos thinks this franchise is going to grow and build, and we're going to get to see these kids grow up on TV. LaToya, like I say, she seems really reserved right now. She seems really reserved. And the storyline that they spin in that, you know, did this motherfucker just pull out in front of me, you son of a bitch, man? Oh. The fuck? Excuse me, y'all, I cuss. And I got road rage. Child! Woo! Okay. So, she seemed kind of reserved right now. And right now, it seems to me that she is just soaking up what Anthony is putting out. She's trying to figure out where her place is in this whole TV show. And what part of her ass is she gonna show? Because she gonna show it, trust and believe that. She sit back, she's an observer. But when she's asked the question, she will answer and try to answer as honestly as possible. Now, I told y'all that Anthony was supposed to have took a job down in Atlanta, and he didn't let his wife know. That ain't true. He decided to go take this job without consulting his wife. But they made it seem like the way that they wrote up their bio that he just took off to Atlanta, and she didn't know that he was went down there to take this job. Okay, she knew he was taking this job, but he hadn't talked to her about him taking the job before he left. It was during COVID, so she's at home with the kids, taking care of everything, while he's down in Atlanta living his best life. And he was working for Disney. Basically, he worked for Live Nation, and they do touring. And he's doing the same type of fucking job connected with Disney. May or may not be, because you know sometimes they lie on these shows. Anywho. So the way it seems, like during this Father's Day dinner, Anthony brings up that they're going to have this man's empowerment thing. And remember how I was talking about in the cast, if y'all haven't watched the cast, go back and watch it. I was talking about how he was saying that the men, we need this. We need to be able to release. We need this, that, the third. We need this, the third, right? And I ain't asking my wife for shit, but he already know not asking his wife for permission or at least consult. It's not even necessarily about permission. He said it's about permission. He think that going to his wife and have a conversation with the wife about what his next move is going to be that's going to affect the family is asking for permission. This is supposed to be your partner, motherfucker. Your partner, okay? You're supposed to discuss shit over with your partner. You don't just come in and tell your partner that this is what we're going to do and you just got to deal with it. But he said during this process that if he hadn't came back from Atlanta, they most likely would have been going through divorce. And LaToya looked at him like she was shocked to hear that. Like she didn't realize that they was about to go through divorce. So he came on back home is the reason why he came on back home. But yeah, it didn't look like LaToya was realizing they was in a divorce type of situation. She knew that they was having issues, but throughout the whole episode, every time he bring up that they probably could have left each other or leave each other or the ties could turn where they no longer together. And she was like, stop that bullshit. Stop saying that. Because we had already had this discussion before. You know damn well that I'm Team Thompson all the way down. That I'm not going no motherfucking word as long as we communicate. That's what we have an issue with, our communication. And yeah, he seems to think that communication is being a bitch to his wife, so to speak. I'm gonna just say it in layman's term. He think he acting like a bitch if he gotta have any type of agreement or agreements from his wife in whatever the next move gonna be, because he's the head of the family. He's the man in the house, right? He's misogynist as fuck. Even though he say he ain't. Kobe called him out on that shit. She was like, have you ever, you really like being this misogynist, or you realize how misogynist you are? He's like, I'm not misogynist. Yeah, you are. You sexist as fuck. Okay? So yeah, that's what this whole little Father's Day dinner. So Anthony wants to plan a trip for the guys, a guys trip. And he's saying that he gonna go out here and we gonna have this good time. And Brandon, you going. And Christina like, you going. And she said, well, are you telling me or are you asking me? And Anthony said to her, I ain't asking you nothing. And I'm sitting here thinking, why y'all letting this nigga talk to y'all women like this? Calm down. Like, what's his face? Russell, he made a point to tell Christina not to interject herself into these people's relationships. But this man is talking to your wife in this way, in this tone, because he got on LaToya too. He got on LaToya, his wife, and LaToya was like, no, I don't have to. He don't have to ask me for permission. That ain't what he got to do. He can do what we want to do, but they got to agree on it. Okay? And that was the problem they had the last time when he decided to go off to Atlanta. He didn't talk to her. He didn't let her know what's going on. She wants to be informed what's going on. Christina was like, I don't tell this man what to do. He a grown-ass man. He can do what he want to do, right? He can do what he want to do. But it's going to be a discussion had. Now, Brandon feel like Christina nags him to the point that even though she don't say you can't do it, she nag him so much he lose his desire, his lust for doing it. He don't want to do it because she done nagged the shit out of him about it. I can see that happening. But like Christina said, you are a grown fucking man. If you want to go, go. But y'all know when a black woman say that, she don't really mean go. She means tread lightly about your decision and how it's going to affect us and what you're going to have to deal with when you come the fuck back home. Because apparently, Brandon is a hoe. He's a music producer. We already knew this. Him and Anthony already know each other from the music scene or producing scene and doing shows or whatever. Then he's only lived in Detroit for like 4 years, Brandon and Christina. But, he said he'd been knowing Anthony for about a good 20. And did shows and promotions together before, right? So apparently, I don't know if people missed this or they heard this or whatever, Brandon got too cozy with one of his artists before. If I'm not mistaken, Christina said this was an artist that she brought to him, an artist that was either her good friend or at least a good acquaintance, because she used to make clothes for this particular artist. Okay, and Brandon got a little too cozy. Now she said it was just emotional. No, girl, you ain't gotta lie to us, Craig. He fucked that girl, because you wouldn't be this up in arms about emotional connection this for this damn long. He fucked her. If he didn't, you believe he did. You just don't want to say it out loud because you didn't have no proof or you never caught them in the act. But she no longer makes clothing for his artists because, of that type of relationship that happened between him and this particular artist. So we don't know how long ago it was, but Christina stresses that it's history, in his past behavior, this is what he's done. And she just don't flat out trust his ass no more. Now, this is what gets me about women in this position. You with a dude, your husband, your boyfriend, or what have you, your girlfriend, or what have you, they cheat on you, they form an emotional connection with somebody or whatever, they get too flirtatious with another person. They do these type of acts that you consider to be cheating in your relationship. You stick with their ass. You stay with them. You don't leave. You don't separate. So that makes me believe at some point y'all had a discussion that y'all going to save y'all relationship or what have you, and y'all going to stay together. There may be some level of forgiveness that may have happened. You ain't forgot, but there may be some level of forgiveness because you decided to stay with him. But during the time since, you keep bringing this shit up and keep throwing it in his face. Fuck you stay with him for if you gonna keep on bringing it up. Because like I said, your kids are real hella young. They like under 4, if I'm not mistaken. They hella young. So you didn't start having kids with this man until after to the last end of your relationship. Y'all been together 11 years. When did the infidelity happen? Was it before y'all started having kids? Did you think kids was gonna save y'all marriage? And Brandon is so fed up and pissed off with her, continuously bringing up his past, not having trust in him, that he stay his ass in the studio all the time. Well, Brandon, you feed her insecurities. You gave her reason to distrust you, and you continuously do the same type of shit to make her continue to distrust you. What fucking happened? Oh, stuff fell off the seat. Make her continue to distrust you. You stay in the studio all night without checking in. You ain't got to sit there and call her all day long, sit on the phone with her all day long, but send a message saying, I'm going to be home late tonight. Da-da-da-da-da. Something like that, you know what I'm saying? Because you know your wife is insecure because of the infidelity that you've had in the past. So now you got to move differently, bruh. But no, the way they had a FaceTime conversation and the way he talked to her on that phone, I would have came down to that studio and snapped that motherfucker's neck. She calls him, trying to have a conversation like, I just want to know when you come home because I ain't heard from you all day. He was like, when I get done with the song. So she's like, oh, you working with a new artist? Who you working with? And he don't want to tell her. He done kept this new artist a secret. Remember I told y'all that the artist, the only reason why she really in here, she is secret, is because they want to introduce her to the world and see if we like her and this, that, and the other, and make it appear as if her and Brandon don't have a relationship. Because of Christina's insecurities about the things he's done in the past, it happened again. Because she says repeatedly throughout this episode, I know my fucking husband. She know he a hoe. Okay, that's basically what it is. She know he a hoe. Just don't call it what it is. And this is the couple that we focus on the most. We focus on Brandon and Christina almost through this whole fucking episode. Okay, the girl, the singer, she can sing a little bit, but her eyebrows, baby, was giving me Mr. Spock. Vulcan City, like she from a fucking Vulcan. What the fuck was going on with her goddamn eyebrows? Make me understand. And I ain't like her weave either. Neither one of them was giving anything. Now the main cast ladies, they looked cute. Kobe, you wearing too much fucking makeup too, girl. There's sometimes during the episode that she scaled her makeup back when she looks gorgeous. Her beauty really flowed through. And then sometimes she looked like a fucking drag queen. A cute drag queen, but a drag queen. Because how heavy her goddamn makeup was. Like, damn, girl, you ain't gotta cake it on like that. You ain't gotta cake it on like that. So, the end of this episode, because I'm almost at work, shit. The end of this episode, we go to an anniversary dinner. The Brandon decides to throw an anniversary dinner in the park. This was the silliest, stupidest shit that they could have done. They got this group out there that sung one little song. They want us introduced to this group. It must be signed to Brandon or what have you. These motherfuckers didn't sing no more. The rest of the fucking episode, they just stood there in the hot ass sun watching these motherfuckers argue about Brandon being a hoe in the past and not being able to trust him, and Anthony telling the men that they need to stand up and be a man and not ask permission from their wife. They need to put their foot down and, you know, stop being a punk. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what he said. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he's telling the men. Y'all need to stick up to these fucking women. Don't let these women run y'all. And then, of course, the women got back into an argument back and forth with Brandon and everything. And like I said, LaToya was saying that we don't have that type of issue in our relationship, but you really do, girl, because he feel like he ain't got to ask you or come to you for nothing either. But then they got on to the artists. Kobe brought up the fact that, you know, well, how is it working with this new artist then if you had these issues in your past? You know, is this a recent past? Like, how many other artists that you keeping from your wife? Because that's when, at this particular time, is when Christina realized, oh, this motherfucker got a new artist. And Brandon, like, how the fuck you know? Well, he told Russell in confidence that his wife didn't know, and he wasn't going to tell his wife. He didn't know how to tell her yet. You know, they done already laid down music and everything. He got a contract signed with this chick. And Christina like, what the fuck you mean you got a contract? Already, a contract that you didn't discuss with your wife. Now, I'm quite sure Christina has not a damn thing to do with his business. He don't need to consult with his fucking wife about who he signed to his business. However, knowing that he's had relations with the previous artist before, and he knows this is an area of concern with his wife, it may have been something that he would want to do just out of his moral compass, to let his wife know, hey, I got another female artist I just signed. Maybe even introduce their ass or some shit like that, you know, to give her some type of confidence in the fact that he not finna do nothing with this artist. But the fact that you keeping her a secret just makes Christina's red flags wave a little bit more. But she ain't going no motherfucking word. Like I said, this was filmed last year and they still together right now. Anywho, but Kobe brought that shit up, right? And now Russell, he looking at Russell like, why the fuck did you tell Kobe what I told you in confidence? I don't know how it's supposed to work in your marriage, Brandon, but usually a married couple talks to each other. They share secrets with one another. They share gossip with one another. Russell say he didn't realize it was supposed to be a secret he's supposed to keep from his wife, because he don't keep shit from his wife like that. So when Kobe started to say, well, damn, how many more artists that you fucking with, or that you know got that your wife don't know about? Now Russell like, nah, stay out of their business. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Get out of their relationship. Get out of their relationship. She like, I'm not in their relationship. I'm asking the question. I'm asking a question about his business. I ain't in a relationship. But of course, that whole little damn thing blew up. It blew out of proportion. That was like one of the worst things that you could do for an anniversary dinner or anniversary celebration. You're already having problems anyway with your marriage. You already said your wife get on your motherfucking nerve. Your wife already don't trust your ass, so you're gonna try to throw this little fake ass lunch or dinner to say, we still together forever. I still love her no matter what though. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna invite these motherfuckers that ain't really that cool, to be honest. Christina and Kobe been knowing each other for 4 years. Anthony come in because he knows Brandon. And Brandon and, goddamn, this is a wild ass turn. Brandon and Russell been knowing each other for a minute. Anthony asked, he's still trying to go back to Atlanta because he think that was a good business opportunity for him. He was making money, and hold on. And that's their biggest issue. Him and Latoya is that he want to go back to Atlanta. You can't make me believe he ain't got somebody in Atlanta. And you know, sometimes we always make one person homosexual on the show. Anthony got somebody in Atlanta, and I don't think it's necessarily a woman, because he showed too much machoism. He trying to prove so hard how much of a man he really is. Usually people that clap that hard, that's something they trying to cover up. Anything else really happened in this episode that's significant? Not really. Not really. Okay, y'all. So that's the end of this recap and review. We're going to get into more details on the next video when they actually involve more and not just really give us introduction. Like I said, it's really focused on Christina and Brandon's issue and his past infidelities and Anthony inserting himself in these relationships. How this motherfucker gonna tell these men how to move in a relationship? You shouldn't let your wife talk to you like that. And he said this right in front of their wives. You shouldn't have to ask her no permission to do shit. Bruh, stay the fuck out of my business unless they really feel that way themselves. They just allow Anthony to be the mouthpiece for them because they really don't have the cojones to say it to their wives themselves. That's what I'm saying. Anywho, y'all, that's been it. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you next week. Hopefully, I'll be able to do the video on Sunday and we don't have no electrical problems in my damn house. It was the whole fucking neighborhood, baby. The power went out at 5 in the morning and then it went out again at 9 something. Yeah. Child. All right.